Jordan. Congrats for the win. How
Thank you.
important is it mental? You're welcome. How important is it mentally to win these two home games against a team like the Clippers? And I was also wondering, how do you feel about playing in front of an arena packed with fans, rooting for your team? I mean, how do they impact on your game?
Um, it's definitely a lot of energy. We're playing against a great team. We knew they was gonna come out here and really compete and try to, get one here on our home court. But we fought through. I think at one point we was up almost by 20. They came back through a little change in the game, and they made a run and got the lead back down. And biggest thing about us, we just kept playing, kept doing what we doing, running, spacing, and then we started getting stops. That was a big thing for us in the second half, late in the game as well. Big shots by Joe, Boyan, Donovan. All those guys were making plays toward the end of the game that helped us win it. But it's definitely great having fans in there. It's a different environment, super loud. Definitely ready for, going into Staples and, experiencing that as well.
David James, KUTV.
Jordan, there have been a lot of comments about your defense and Bojan's defense. You guys maybe aren't thought of as the stoppers on the team, but pretty big efforts from you. I'm wondering what led to that? What kind of comments from the coaches or something you saw in film?
Just film work. And I think me and Boyan really locking in, knowing that it's playoffs, knowing that guys are, all trying to attack. They trying to get us in switches and stuff like that. So us just kind of locking in, knowing it's playoffs, knowing each possession matters, knowing we going against, great matchups, and, we just out there competing and doing what we're trying to do to get wins.
Rebecca Harlow, TNT.
Hey, Jordan. Your game obviously speaks for itself, and you've talked a lot about how you really feel comfortable and at home with this Jazz team. I'm just curious, when you think about your legacy, the mark that you want to leave in the NBA, you also seem to be everybody's favorite player and friend, no matter where you go. Do you think about that, like who you want to be as a person, just as much as who you are on the court?
Not necessarily. I'm kind of just like free, and I'm just myself. I'm not really worried about a legacy or any of that kind of left behind or anything in the league. I'm just trying to be there for my teammates, give them good vibes, and, coming out here and competing. Our life is like very stressful, and playoff times is a big concentration focus moments for us. But I'm still trying to bring that free, just flowing, vibe to this team, and continue to do that. And I really don't think about a legacy and what I leave behind. But if it was, they know JC was free and did what he did on his own time.
Eric Walden, Salt Lake Tribune.
Hey, Jordan, can you kind of just take us through that big fourth quarter run where we started to see some of the other guys take over, whether it was Joe or Royce hitting a big shot or Boyan hitting a big shot? Just kind of take us through what it means to have that many guys who can come through in big moments like that.
It's amazing. We do a good job of moving the ball, taking shots. I feel like sometimes in the game we kind of overpass and try to look for the next guy. We find ourselves in some trouble, especially me. But I have no problem shooting it. But those guys in those situations, making those big plays and finishing the game like that, it's the reason why they out there, the reason why they finishing the game and making those shots. They've done it throughout the whole season. Now you've seen them do it in the playoffs. Big shots by Royce, like you said. I don't think he was really on like he has been in the playoffs this whole game. And then you see him bang those last, threes and making big plays on the defensive end at the end. That's a real confidence booster for him going into this next game. You see Joe knocking threes down. Boyan just feeling so free and, knocking down. It's a beautiful thing, being able to spread the floor and shoot threes and make plays for each other.
Christos Saltos, Sport DNA.
Hey, Jordan. I would like to ask you, how could you rate the level of confidence in the team after those 2 wins? And also, how different is the dynamic with Donovan? Because you have 6 wins in the 6 games of playoffs when Donovan came back in action.
Say that first part again. My bad. I got lost in the second question. My bad.
Yeah. How could you rate the level of confidence in the team after those 2 wins against the Clippers?
I don't think it has to do with the 2 wins. In terms of our confidence, I think we all pretty confident coming into every series, every game. We know it's one at a time. We know what our goal is and what we want to accomplish. So I think our confidence level is pretty high. And, these 2 games already happened. Tomorrow we just going to wash them out, watch film, get back on the court, go to L.A., lock down and, do what we do. Nothing has really changed for us. We still sticking to the same script and trying to do what we do. And in terms of confidence level, I think it's very high. And then with Don coming back, you see his performances, you see his shooting percentages, what plays he's making on the court. We asking him to defend as well with, Mike being out. He's just stepping up in a big way. He's being a real superstar, MVP caliber player, all NBA guy. So, that's his job and, that's what he does.
Sarah Todd, Deseret News.
With a guy like Donovan, like you were saying, the caliber of player that he is, it could maybe be easy to rely on him a little bit. You've been on teams like that before with a guy like LeBron where you can rely on him to take over games. But what's it like to be on this team where it seems like there's so much trust in putting the ball in everyone's hands, not just Donovan's?
It feels amazing. We know he's a special talent. We know he can get a shot. We know he can score, very explosively and, go for 50 every night. But he does a good job of, getting everybody involved, getting in the paint, making plays for us, getting open threes, starting to blend it for us, breaking guys down. It's a special talent that he has and a balance that he has been great for us. And like I said, he's just being an all-star, all-NBA guy and really like an MVP for us. So, hey, he's hats off to that guy, man. He's worked really hard to get back on this court as well with his ankle stuff and everything. So it's great.
Sam Farnsworth, KSL TV.
Hey, Jordan, I want to take you back to play in the first quarter when you crossed up Paul George and hit that step back 3-pointer. How much in a moment like that, is that just improvisation on the spot, or is there something you saw in tape or earlier in the game that you knew you might have an opportunity to do something like that?
That just happens, bro. That's just instinct. Catching the ball on the wing. We didn't have it. I just tried to make a play and, end up happening. I made the 3, just ran back. That's all it was. I don't think it's bigger than what it is. He played great defense. He had a contest on a shot. I just made it.
All right, and last question, Nia Campbell, UtahJazz.com.
First, JC, thank you so much for bringing back the kilt. That's all I asked. I really appreciate you for bringing it back. But I wanted to take it back to game 1 because Karl Malone was in the building and he rocked your jersey. He had his family in flamethrower gear, and he actually bought multiple Jordan Clarkson jerseys. I wanted to know how that felt, just to have a legend like that just rocking your jersey at the game.
That's pretty dope. Something that I, embrace. It's good to see him come to the game and, really support. I think it's just fire. It's just dope.